Hi, my name is David Torres, and today I'm going to talk to you about the hospitality industry, but more importantly, the employee orientation. So the hospitality industry has been around for years now, and around 2002 is when hospitality overall began to become more and more popular. And unfortunately, at that time, the recession started to hit, so people were being unemployed and looking for jobs. And since hotels were hiring, that was the number one spot that people would go to most of the time. And as a result, it was beneficial for the hotel because they were getting new employees and new applicants for the spots that they needed to fill. But it was also negative because they were getting people that at times may not have been there for the job per se, and just wanted just for the job and not for the actual experience and what they were looking for. And according to Doug Wallner, he states that there are 5 traits to look into a person when interviewing them to see if they are really there for the position or if they just need a job. And those traits are agreeability, extroversion, conscientiousness, emotional stability, and openness to experiencing. The first one is agreeability, and that is very important because people need to be able to agree with both their employees and boss, but more importantly the guest. Since the guest at the end is the most important person, if they were to argue with them, they're going to be losing, they can cause the hotel to lose money and possible guests that would keep on coming back. It would also cause them to have a bad name throughout the city, and that's something that will end up hurting the hotel business and maybe even lead to it closing down. And by fixing that, they will be able to have someone that is talkable, that is able to talk with people, and especially the guests, and work with employees and be respectful to the bosses. The second one was extroversions, and that's that they worry about others and not themselves, and that's important for the guests more than anything else, because if the guest isn't feeling comfortable on their service and who they're being served by, that's not gonna cause them to come back in at the end. It's gonna cause the industry to lose valuable money. And again, that's something that the hospitality industry and other service industries can't afford, especially with the recession still being as high as it is. The third one was conscientiousness, and that's being aware of people in your surroundings. And this, I feel, is more important for the front desk, because then you'll be aware of people around them and if there's vandalism, stealing, and their overall guests, and if they're happy. And if they do this, they're gonna allow for a happier guest and constant guests to be coming back into the business, and that overall will bring back money to the hospitality industry and the service industry or any other service industry. The fourth one was emotional stability. If there's someone in the industry that has emotional problems, it's not going to be appealing to the guests who they're serving, and overall it's going to hurt the business. Not only that, they also need to be able to be emotionally stable with their employees and their boss, and if they're not, it's going to affect the fellow employees themselves, the boss, and their guests, and again, that's going to hurt the industry. That being said, they also need to know how to separate work from personal life, and by doing that, they're gonna allow for a better position, and they're gonna get a better experience overall. And finally, the last one is openness to experience. Now, if you are new to the industry and if you want to experience new things, you have to be open-minded. And that's important because they need to realize that if they're going to be in this industry, what they're going to come into. And on the other hand, if they've already been in this industry, coming into it and following the same tactics and skills that they had before may not work for them and their employees in this industry or this specific hotel. And overall, they have to find a balance between them, and that's overall is going to cause for a better experience for everybody. Their fellow employees are going to have a better time, and it's not going to affect any decisions, and it's not going to cause them to have it's not going to allow the boss to wonder if they're worthy of the job or not. To tie this all together, what I want you to take away is that to take these 5 skills and to next whichever service industry you're going into, to take those skills and put them into the employee orientation. And not only that, but also put in other skills that may not be there, that other people may not have, such as language skills, computer skills, and advanced skills in technology or that you may already have in the industry. You should also add any volunteering experience you have, since this will cause them to see that you've worked with different types of groups and you've been exposed to different people, which will cause you to know how to react to certain people and their actions, and overall it'll lead to them feel more comfortable with you being there and not so judgmental as if you are the new person, but more as someone that has experience and is there for the job and not just because it's a job. So thank you again, and goodbye.